Have you ever heard of a foodie call? Yvonne Orji, the actress from Insecure and the comedian, posted this really funny Instagram reel about foodie calls.
When I was broke, I used to do this thing where I would go on dates for food.
According to a new study, many women are choosing free meals over relationships. The study in the journal Social, Psychological, and Personality Science says up to a third of women have engaged in a foodie call. It's when a person sets up a date with somebody they have no romantic interest in, all for a free meal.
We've all done it, okay? Some women get lonely, they make booty calls. I got hungry, I made foodie calls, okay?
So here's the thing. You know, on one side, I watch a lot of this content in the sort of like dating hemisphere, with the red pill and the females. You know, it's a spectrum, right? You have like people and women in the extreme, men in the red pill and the extreme, and then people in the middle. And there's so many different content creators around this. And one of the things the guys always talk about, the Mattosphere always talks about, is this idea of like women going on dates for free meals and using men, you know, going to the most expensive restaurants. There's so many TikTokers or people on TikTok, social media, talking about their experiences being like scammed through these dates. Like somebody, I remember there was one, if I find it, I'll post it, but I don't think I'll find it. But this girl went to this like expensive, steak, had this expensive steak dinner, which was like, I think it was like $500 or something crazy. And she literally met him there and like literally left after, which is like fine, but I think there's a way that she did it that was like disrespectful. So this idea of like a foodie call, personally, morally, I think it's wrong. I think it's kind of terrible that people do that. Like, if you're not interested in someone, then don't date them. You know, yeah, fair enough. I get if you're hungry and stuff like that. But it's not illegal. It's not illegal, and it's up to men to discern whether this person is actually really interested in them. And you know, you're taking a risk, you know, and I guess to tell men to fix the situation, I know a lot of these dating coaches advise that they just take these first dates to Starbucks for a coffee. You just ask them out for a coffee, and if they seem like they're serious, then you can progress. But like, people should earn that, you know, $100 plus meal, you know. But there's some people that maybe I don't want to go out. And then, look, to be honest, I think that's a good way for men to ensure that this person is really into them, because spending $100, it's for me, like, look, I love to eat out, and I would spend $100 for myself anyway to go and eat out, right? And so, and I definitely would not go out to coffee unless I really wanted to meet you. And so that's a way to weed out all the bad seeds. But at the same time, in the pursuing stage, there are not a lot of people that would be interested in just going out for coffee. So I think if a man can be direct that he's interested in dating this woman and saying, let's go out for coffee, get to know each other over coffee, if she's romantically interested in you, she's gonna agree to do that. You know, but if she's not, or she's busy, like I have a busy schedule, I can't just be going out for coffee. I'm not really interested in just going out for coffee. But if I do have romantic interest in someone, then I will say, okay, yeah, let me go for coffee, right? So that's a very clear, direct way to weed out the bad seeds, you know. So I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman, you know, a man just saying, no, take us to coffee, because if she's interested in you, she will do that. But it's the risk of when people are trying to pursue women and convince them to date them, that's where you put yourself in that area where the woman is but some women are more prone to scam you, do this sort of foodie call, right? Because if you're not direct and you're like, look, I want to take you out, I want to get to know you romantically, you know, that's the case. And there's another thing, because a lot of guys, they're just interested in, you know, the physical aspect of it, just the sex. So now if you're just interested in the sex and you're not interested in a real romantic relationship, well, then there's room for a woman to scam you, because you're also participating in a scam yourself, you know, trying to use a woman for her body. So that's where there's justification to get a free meal out of you. You know, so if you're coming into this as a scammer yourself because you're just trying to use a woman for sex and you're not direct about that, See what I'm saying? Why shouldn't a woman foodie call you? Why shouldn't you pretend like, why shouldn't she pretend like she's interested and then not? So I think the main takeaway is communication and being forward and being direct about what your intentions are. If you know that you're only interested in sex, that's all you're interested in, then be prepared to potentially get scammed this way. Because you're also, if you're not direct about that and you're not forward about that, and yes, it is a deterrence because a lot of women will not agree to that, but a lot of men love to scam and pretend like they're interested in a romantic relationship when they're only looking for sex. So if you're going to be a scammer, be prepared to be scammed. That's just what I have to say. Be prepared to get screwed over with a foodie call. Now, if you're actually interested in this person romantically and you're direct about that, and then you get foodie called, well, that sucks. There are ways that you can, avoid getting foodie called. So I think, hey, people that are going out into this world with bad intentions, what you give out in this world is what you're gonna get. If you're not direct and you don't communicate clearly what you want, this is where there's room for both parties to get scammed. And so I think people should think about it this way, because I think it's so interesting because the men will only position women in a terrible light and put them down and say, oh, well, they're scamming us. But you're also trying to scam this woman because you're pretending like you want a relationship when all you want is sex. That's also a scam. So you deserve to get foodie called. Now, but if you're going to be serious and you're actually direct about it, all I want from you is sex, then say that. And you probably will get turned down, but hey, there's going to be some women that agree. So it's a numbers game in that respect. You give what you get in this world. Anyway, it's an interesting conversation. Let's continue it in the comment section. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace.